And we're going to talk to you today about your comfort level, your comfort zone, and being uncomfortable. I had a conversation with a former client last week, to be honest, and I think the world of this person still. So, and I wanted to know what happened that she quit the program. And so we had a conversation, and a lot of it came down to being uncomfortable. Here's what I want you to understand. It's okay to be uncomfortable. I think a lot of times when you get to a certain point in your life, in your career, in parenthood, in life, you feel pretty comfortable. You kind of know what you're doing, where you should be, and there's a level of comfort there.
Even though it's hard.
It's hard.
We know the job and
Yes,
the grind and
it's
the
hard.
family and the activities, that's all difficult, but we're talking about
But you know what to
mental.
expect.
Yes.
But when you oftentimes begin a new fitness program, especially if, say, you were never an athletic person, you really weren't involved in sports or dance, gymnastics, that type of stuff, or if your last athletic experiences could have been 15, 20, 30 years ago in PE. When you come back to fitness, you know you're going to physically be uncomfortable. You're going to hurt a little,
Right.
you know, that you.
And we can make jokes about that. It's almost like
Right.
we're comfortable with that type of being uncomfortable.
Yes. But what I wanted to address is the mental aspect of being uncomfortable. And it's really a reason why a lot of people quit on themselves. You're not quitting on me. You're not quitting on Kate. You're not quitting on Be Well. You're quitting on yourself and your health. So let's talk about it real quick. It's okay to be uncomfortable mentally. Be prepared for that. Know going in that there's a learning curve, and you may go right and everybody else is going left.
Right. Well, yeah, and I was going to say, I think the definition of being mentally uncomfortable is that you don't know what's coming. That's what you have to be okay with.
Right.
That there is no map for you in front of you of how you're going to feel or what you're going to think while you're there. So all those things you talked about, right instead of left and all that stuff.
Up, down.
Who's in the room? Who are these people? Why can she do it and she isn't, or he is, and all of that stuff. Sometimes I wonder if you even have to just shut off your brain for those first few classes. Just do your best to not think and just move, because you could really get inside your head. And I'm not.
And I can tell you that you get inside your head in a very bad way.
Yeah.
Because you become uncomfortable because you don't per se know what you're doing, and then all of a sudden, look at her. She's younger than me. She's thinner than me. This is so easy for them. Blah. And you take yourself out of the game before you ever gave yourself a chance.
And we know all day long, we know how you feel. I know how you feel. I was that person who walked into a group exercise class, who stood in the back row in the corner because I didn't want anybody to see me. I didn't want anyone to notice me because I didn't know what I was doing. But then at a certain place in my journey, I realized that being uncomfortable was my comfort zone. I started to thrive on it. I enjoyed the challenge of it. And it was exciting for me to mentally and physically not necessarily know what's coming next. And I started to enjoy it. And I still do. But I certainly know when you walk in, and one of the first things I'll say to somebody, if it's their first class or their first time here, I'll say, listen, the people that you're about to take this class with, some of them have been doing it for months. Some of them have been doing it for years.
We've got people that are diehards with us for years.
Yes. Stay in your own lane.
I was thinking that. Stay in your own lane. And also, any motivational book, any book on success, anything, or you hear people speak about motivation, success, how to succeed, what's the one thing they tell you? Nothing happens in your comfort zone. Nothing.
I can't think of anything.
And I have to tell you, when I met Kate probably close to
More,
7
yeah.
years ago, one of the first conversations we had, and I remember her saying, she was like, wow, you like to do things like you do hard and you do uncomfortable. And I never even thought about it, but I do.
Yeah.
And that's where and I know you've all seen the little things on Facebook or Instagram. That is where the growth happens, the magic happens.
And don't give up before it happens.
So many people tap out, and if they just would have given themselves a few more days,
Yeah.
a few more, they could have a completely different experience in their life right now. So, and I honestly get uncomfortable, not just in fitness, but in a lot of areas of your life. I think you need to practice and being mentally I told Kate, I shared with her this morning, I have an anxiety disorder. It's no secret. And when I take a fitness or yoga class say I go to a convention or a program and I'm doing